Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So since the price of Bitcoin broke above this 50,000 range today, what does this actually mean? Is the trend of Bitcoin going to continue from here on, or are we going to see some upcycle before an actual trend movement takes place? If you are interested to find out, then please guys hit that like button, because in this video I'm going to show you all the possibility that could be unfolding here in the immediate short term and in the upcoming days for Bitcoin. Now without wasting any time, let's jump into the content. So before we look into this daily time frame, I want to have a quick look at this price action of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, because in a weekly we have been very clear. As long as the price of Bitcoin is going to remain above this rising trend line, which is acting as a strong line of support, and it's also showing us the trend direction along with this 50 weekly moving average that is lying around 40,000, right? We should be absolutely fine, even if we are going to see some more shakeout type of scenario on our way before continuing this rally here to the upper direction. Because in a weekly, if the price of Bitcoin is going to remain above this 50 weekly and also this rising trend line, there is a very high possibility that the trend is going to continue here to the upper direction. So in a weekly, we are leaving it like this. But if you look at this in a daily time frame now, according to this bump and run reversal scenario, which we have also talked in my previous video, you can see a very simple example of bump and run and how it actually looks like. You can see the falling trend line, which acts as a strong line of resistance, and after this bump phase where the price breaks the previous temporary resistance line, also gets thrown back to the trend line, and when the price does flip this resistance into support, then we are ready for this new uphill run. And if you look in our case, you can see very clearly guys, the price of Bitcoin was also finding a strong resistance around this falling trend line, and once we broke out of it, you can see here we also got thrown back, just like as shown in the example, a retest of this previous temporary resistance line. And if the support is going to be there, there is a very likely scenario that trend is going to start this new rally here to the upside. And in our case, you can see we did tested the previous temporary resistance line, right, found support, and we could be starting this new rally here to the upper direction. But this doesn't mean the price has to see a movement here in this manner. We could still see some more consolidation between 48 to 50,000 range and price slowly heading to the upper direction. This is one scenario you have to take into consideration, because even if you look at this in example, you can see after some sort of a parabolic move, there will be some more range bound type of scenario and price slowly heading in the upper direction. And also guys, if you want to help me in any way, then feel free to use my referral link provided here in the description down below. We still have a lot of bonuses. Phemex is still giving around $1,200 bonus to those individuals who sign up using my ref link. BYBIT is giving around $600 bonus. So if you are an experienced trader and want to take advantage of these bonuses, then feel free to use my ref link down below. So now let's switch into another chart. So this is one scenario you have to take into consideration. But if we look at this, what we talked on my yesterday video, this falling wedge, this scenario is playing out very well, because if you are aware, we did talked about this falling wedge, one as a reversal, another is also reversal, but it's more looked as a continuation pattern. I mean a movement here in this manner. So according to this falling wedge as well, our first target is still open, that is lying around 51 to 52,000 price area. So for us right now, this 51 to 52,000 is our first upcoming target for Bitcoin. But before we reach there, as I've already said you, there are some resistance we have to overcome. And also for those individuals who watched this video yesterday, right, you know, we talked about the 48,500, 40,000 resistance line, and why to break that resistance was very important, because you can see as soon as we broke out of this 48,500 and flipped it into support, the price headed towards this 50,000 range. So that's why guys, it's always very important to wait until the price breaks a certain line of resistance or support and also shows us the retest. So that's why retest is very important. But right now, as you can see, according to this falling wedge as well, the price of Bitcoin could be continuing this rally here in the upper direction. So the first or the midterm price target is lying around 51 to 52,000, but this 51 to 52,000 is definitely going to be another strong line of resistance, and breaking that, right, breaking that could start a new trend here to the upside, and price could also be heading towards this previous top, and that could be around 64 to 65,000 price range. So let's see how these scenarios are going to unfold for Bitcoin. And now let's switch on to another interesting chart. So guys, now again, if we look at this price action of Bitcoin in a daily time frame, we are aware. Yesterday we talked about this price structure and also the resistance around this 48,500, 48,600, and why breaking this resistance was so important, because you can see here now, according to this right angle broadening formation, this here, right, you can see clearly price could see some sort of a retest again in a bigger time frame before an actual movement takes place. So if we do see any sort of a pullback, then now we know around this 48,500, 48,600, this line is now going to act as a support and not as a resistance. So even if we are going to see some sort of a movement and price again seeing this retest of this previous temporary line, I am actually expecting some strong line of support around this trend line, and price again continue this rally here to the upper direction, because according to this right angle broadening wedge, if the trend of Bitcoin is going to continue this rally, then we are expecting this price to see this movement at least around this 56,000 price area. So you can see now, according to this right angle broadening formation, the price of Bitcoin could be heading towards this 55 to 56,000 price range in the upcoming days. And now let's look at this price action in a smaller time frame. So guys, now what we are going to do again is take this Fibonacci extension line, because we are pretty accurate on this scenario so far. We knew the price of Bitcoin, if this was a continuation pattern, not just only because of this uphill run or this bump and run, but also regarding this falling wedge, we were expecting this trend to continue at least towards this 51 to 52,000. And if you look at this one here, right, this is also showing us that now, if the price of Bitcoin is going to continue this rally, then we could be seeing a move at least around this 0.5 Fibonacci extension line that is lying around 51,398 or 51,400 price areas. But we are aware, if we do see any sort of a pullback, then now this temporary resistance line around 48,500, 48,600 is going to be a strong line of support if we do see any sort of a retest, and price could continue again heading towards this upper direction. So that's why, looking in all scenarios right now, the price of Bitcoin, the possibility of uptrend is higher than the possibility of price breaking here to the downward direction, because not just only in a smaller time frame, in a weekly also we are clearly above this rising trend line that is acting as a strong line of support, and also this 50 weekly moving average. So the price of Bitcoin does looks very interesting, and also could be continuing this rally here to the upper direction. And as I've already been very clear, never expect a move here in this manner. Nothing goes like straight up permanently, right? There will be some more retests according to my analysis as well. So we could see some more shakeout, and again price heading here to the upper direction. So for any kind of shakeout, please, if you are already on a trade, then do not over leverage yourself. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's quick update. If you enjoyed my work, then come on guys, hit that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.